Mic check, mic check. Hopefully the mic is working fine. So we're gonna get started here in about 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes. So about 11:06 right now. So about 11:08, 11:09, we get started. Just trying to fix a couple things on the stream. So drop a comment if you're listening right now. Hey, if there's anybody on live right now, give me a second. I'm trying to tweak out a little thing on OBS to make sure the stream is good. I'm testing out this live stream format, so be patient with me. So I'll be on in about a minute and a half. Be right back. If you can hear the sound of my voice, drop a comment in the chat for me just to let me know that this audio is being picked up by the stream. Appreciate you for being here if you are. Thanks. Alrighty, good folks. Let's see what we're working with. Hopefully everybody can see my screen, hear me fine. If you are on the live, drop a comment, let me know how I sound. Can you see my trading view screen? I'm testing this new live format. In a second, I'm just going to review my couple of trade setups that I had this week. But let's get into it, man. So, cool. So one of the good setups I had this week was on EuroCAD. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, I like to use the higher time frame analysis to set my bias. So if we look close on the screen here, I had a setup right here where price never came back to pick me up for my order at this zone that I was looking for. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one up off the screen because that's no longer the case. Well, right here you got this move that was made by the market, right, where we reached up and peaked and hit this top, and then the market fell off, breaking a prior level of structure. As you guys can see right here, this particular level of structure was broken by the market. So in my mind, that was what gave me the bias to say, okay, the market is going bearish, because you see it had been going bullish for all this time right here, going up the market, right? But when this particular down move happened, I switched my focus to the downside. All right, as you can see right here, this particular level was the prior high that the market had put in, and it made a newer high. Well, it started to break down, as we can see right here, based off of this move. So let's zoom in. So based off of this particular price setup, guys, I talked about it in my last stream. I like the 3-box method put out there by another person out there in the YouTube space called MintFX. But long story short, how you work it is that you look for a break of structure like we had right here in that area, or that move from this high to that low that set up the break. You want to analyze that and look for where you believe the market is going to return to before it continues to sell off, because as we know, the market always does the low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low when it's trending, right? So we expect this market to continue to trend. We want to see it come back at some point and then continue to move. So as long as this high up here to the left doesn't get broken, then we're still looking for shorts. But now once that high is broken, then we go back to switch to looking for buys. So let me get rid of this right here, man. If y'all on the live stream, drop a comment, please, so I can know that you all can actually hear me. Because again, I had to reinstall my whole software package on my computer from scratch, a fresh Windows install, and so everything I had to redo. My live stream settings, my overlays, all that stuff. So, but yeah, so this is my level that the high that I'm watching. As long as that high doesn't get broken, then I'm continue to sell. So I was looking for price to return to this bearish engulfing right here. If I grab my tool, get rid of that, right up in here. All right, so if I zoom in on that one, you're looking at that last up move before the drop off. So this candle right there. All right, let me get rid of this other one, so that was a lower time frame zone. So, but looking at the higher time frame, I got in at around about 50% of that particular level, and I put my stop above that high because, again, in my mind, that's a protected high, right? Because if the market's going to continue to go bearish, it's not going to violate that high. It's going to go ahead and fall off and sell off from there, right? And so, as you can see right here, the entry was somewhere around 1.50617 for a short opportunity with about a 60 pip stop loss. Again, this is a swing trade, so there's a higher stop loss. Of course, if you go down to a lower time frame, you can go ahead and narrow it down a little bit and get maybe a 15-25 pip stop loss, but that's not the choice I chose. So anyways, you can see price came in, gave you a little bit of drawdown, then the price started to do what we wanted to do, which is to fall off, man. So just looking at the risk and reward tool, Just showing you how to read this. If you can look right up in here, let me zoom in. Maybe you guys can't see that well, depending on what device you're on. All right, as we can see right here, 324 pips is what the total move was. And so for 60 pip stop loss to have a 324 pip profit, that's pretty good, right? A 1 to 5 risk reward, right? So very good setup, man. So very good setup. And so that's EuroCAD. And again, man, it's no harder than that, guys. You know, if the price would have came and hit my stop loss and made a higher high, I just would have did the exact same thing, just reverse. Because to be honest, I had a situation where I was looking for a buy on the other side, but price never hit my zone. So if I come and cut that back on here in my items, you can see right here. Let me zoom in on it so y'all can see it, man. And I didn't get mad because I missed it, so I went on and looked at other setups and said, okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. But this particular level, you can see that we have a, let me find my tool. This particular area right here, I was looking for it to give me an entry to be able to take a trade, right? But this area right here is what I was focused on, that last down candle before the buy. So if you take that over, that's right around where my level was. I have my alert set. I'm waiting for price to come down to the level. I'm going to enter me a long position there. Again, 60 pip stop loss, but I'm looking for it to come up and take out this other high, because as you can see over here, I already had my bias of buying because this high, low, higher high. So I'm expecting price to come down, hit a prior low, and to continue. Just like I said before, right? Market's going to do what? Make a higher high, a low, which is a higher low, and then make a higher high. So this area is where I'm looking to get into the market, right? I want to buy low. I want to buy it low, right? I don't want to pay a premium price. I don't want to buy it at $200. I want to buy it at $75, right? So that's the thought process around that. But price never came down to my level, and by the time I saw that price was over, even in this area, it hadn't triggered my alert. Price was already moving up, and I wasn't going to chase it. So at that point, I just went ahead and was looking for other setups in the market, and didn't worry about that until we got again to this area where it came over here and hit this high and started to fall off. So next up, any questions, guys? If anybody's on the chat, on the live, drop a comment in the chat, man. Just let me know you're here, or either hit thumbs up. That's another way I can know if you're here. But and if you're watching the recording too, guys, drop any questions or comments. I'll be looking at that and answering any questions or comments that come up about this process. So that's EuroCAD, man. Nice setup. 1 to 5 risk to reward. Actually, I got like 1 to 3.5 risk to reward, because to be honest, when price came down to this level right here, I closed a good portion of my position. I did what's called a partial close. So you know, let's say I'm up $500, I cashed out $400 and let the other $100 run, right? Because I closed part of the position, because it's a floating profit until you close the trade, right? Because the market could have had some crazy news come out and snatch all that back. So this level right here could have been a level where price could have bounced from and then continued higher. So I decided to secure me some profits right there and then let it run. And then of course the end of the week closed, so I wanted to go ahead and take my money. And as you guys can see, I had a 4-hour point of interest marked up where I was thinking maybe price after coming here would come down to here, hit this level, and then start to go back up. So that's another reason why I took my money when I did, because this area was an area of interest. And as you can see, if I get closer, there was a indecision counter right there. If you guys can see it, there is a doji right there. That was another thing right in that area. So I'm thinking, okay, price may be getting ready to turn around, so let me take my money off the table, the rest of it, and I'll just wait for another setup on the next week. So that's gonna be EuroCAD. USD CAD, something similar, but going from the 4-hour time frame, again, overall, if you look at this particular area of the chart, you can see that you got some bearish momentum happening, right? Price is not really making higher highs. Yeah, it did right here from this low to this high, but this still longer overall move right here is still valid. So unless this high right here is taken out, I'm not worried about any buys, at least not long term. Now maybe short term you can get into a buy, but not long term. So when price came up, hit this level, made this level of consolidation, did like a little bit of a fake out, right? Because you can see how price, let me zoom in, keep forgetting everybody not on a big 43-inch TV. So as you can see, price made this little bit of consolidation, had a little bit of drop off, then it came up and gave you this FU move, right? Everybody that got in for sales right here thinking, oh, this is the resistance level, I'm a short from right here. They're feeling real good, their profits are up, and so they move their stops to break even, and they go to bed and they happy. Then the market said, you know what, screw that, let me catch that, let me get all that back, right? Hit all them stops above there, and then you got a nice strong move. Look at that, 1, 2 candles took out all of this prior movement, all right? So guess what, I'm expecting price to do, like I said on EuroCAD, break out, retrace, and drop, right? Because that's how the market moves. It's never going to go straight down most of the times, right? Most of the time it's going to be a like that, right? Of course, not perfect, but you get my point, right? So long story short, once price had this nice sell off, okay, where's it going to come back to, right? So as you can see, my entry was right here, but that was based off of when I looked at the chart, price had already came back, and again, using the same principles, the last up candle in the trade, right? Last up candle, that's the candle that took out all these stops. That's the candle that I want to focus on when price returns to it. Now, again, I can go down to lower time frames, let's say the hour, and find a more refined area in here, or maybe the 2 hour and find a more refined area. But hey, again, I got my overall bias. I'm looking to sell. Price starts to consolidate and all this and that. Cool. Get in for a short opportunity in that level. Put your stop above that high, because again, price is going to go bearish. It's not going to break this high. It already did the FU move from these people that got in right here, that price wicked up, long story short, and came right back down, right? Take out all those stop profits and stop losses right there. Then it fell off. So that should be a protected high, because whoever made this happen doesn't want that high to get violated, right? Because we're looking to short the market. So this particular bearish engulfing happened, price pulled back, so I decided to enter because of that move. Put my stop in a safe area up here. Yeah, I could have put my stop right here, but then I would have been like these guys, right? Maybe the market wicks up one more time right here, and then it falls off, and then I'm mad because my stop loss was too tight and the market took it out. So for me, real simple, I'm gonna go ahead and just give it the room that it needs to breathe. This high should be protected high, so that's where I'm going to focus my stop loss at. I put my stop loss just above that, and as we can see the results, man. Price came in, hit my price level, never really even got any drawdown for the most part on that one. That one was beautiful. Then we had some news that came out on Friday. That was the FOMC information, all that came out, so it actually ended up helping and pushing the trade even more, so that was wonderful. But by that time, again, looking at it on the hourly, that happened around 7:30 in the morning on Friday. So right around here, you can see I was way deep in the profit by that point. And actually, just before the FOMC news came out, at probably about 7 o'clock is when I went ahead and closed 80% of my position. Again, put that money in the bank, because whether the news come out and the price wicks crazy and goes ballistic, right? I don't want to get stuck up in all that. So guess what? Secure your profits. If the last little 20% of your position decides to run because of the news, cool. Put that in the bank. If it don't, it's still cool, because you already cashed out 80% of your position, right? And yeah, so that Euro CAD trade and the USD CAD both happen to be CAD trades was great. I had a little minor scalp of gold that I got in for a buy around the time that this particular run up happened, but we're not gonna worry about that. But what's crazy is that I had just lost a sale right over here on that as well, because the price came down, got close to my TP, didn't quite hit it, it then went the other way. So not all winning trades, because nobody's perfect, but that's pretty much it as far as the couple of trades that I did take. So man, I hadn't seen no comments in the chat, or either this stream elements thing is tripping, man. If you're listening, guys, drop a comment just so I can know that you're here if you are, because I have no way of knowing if I don't see any comments. But those are my only two setups I had this week, y'all. For those that don't know, I am funded by my Forex fund. I did get a payout request that I had for this week, and so Biggest difference for me is my risk management. I don't divert from that. My risk management plan, right? In the past, I would revenge trade and throw extra risk in there to try to get extra profits, but now I understand it's a long game. I'm trading probabilities. I'm not gonna win 100% of my trades. All right. At the moment, I'm somewhere around 60 to 70% as far as my efficiency goes, as far as my trade wins versus losses. All right. And 60% is good, right? Because 60% is positive. So that means if I take 100 trades, I'm winning 60 and I'm losing 40. And if you stick to your risk plan, you should be a profitable trader. And it's really that simple when it comes to trading, man. And it's risk management, man. A lot of people get in trouble because they overtrade and they're chasing setups. Like that example I showed you on Euro CAD, right? I was wanting that buy down here. It never came down to it. I could have did some other things, but I had other options. So, and I wasn't stressing. I was just being patient. I said, I'm gonna wait for a setup that I love to present itself, and then I would take the trade. I'm not gonna take a trade just because I'm revenge trading or I think I'm gonna get left behind. Right, because I've been there before. I already see how that plays out. All right, so let me see. So let me type a text myself. There we go. But cool, guys. If you're watching the recording, let me know if you like these market reviews, and also what kind of content would you guys like to see, man? I don't know. To me, trading is boring, especially once you've been doing it for a while, because it's just you repeating everything that you've done before over and over. So to me, it kind of gets boring. But again, drop your comments. Let me know what you guys want to hear as far as content goes. There's a certain kind of video you would like me to do. Just share that with me if you could. So alrighty, guys, so I'm not gonna keep you much longer, man, since there's nobody dropping any comments and questions. I know this was kind of last minute. My goal is to do these every Saturday morning, just because, you know, generally I trade Tuesday through Friday, depending on how the week's going. And then, you know, I don't really trade it over the weekend. You can trade crypto and all that stuff over the weekend, but I don't play around with that anymore as far as day trading goes. Now I do dabble in, you know, throw some dollars here, throw some dollars there to hodl some things, but other than that, I'm not doing that. So but yeah, cool beans, y'all. So again, drop me a comment, let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll holler at you guys and see y'all on the next live stream. I have to figure out how to schedule live streams in YouTube. That way more people will know I'm going live instead of me just popping up out the blue. But I appreciate you if you're watching the recording. Let me know you're watching the recording.